Welcome back to the boredom incarnate.
Guys,
Whoa.
guys, we need to talk to Hope.
No.
I have no
No,
hope
stop
for you.
shoving classic fantasy
Tio,
names on me.
Tio, look at that. Drill means means life.
Drill.
I mean, okay, not okay. Maybe this is like your first Final Fantasy game, but I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy games have referenced this particular tree. And if not Final Fantasy, lots
Not
of
that I
lore.
remember. Not just
maybe
that.
I'm just thinking of lore.
There are some Norse mythology references here and there in Final Fantasy. How starting with 3, one of your main summon is Odin, for example. But to give a context, the Tales of franchise has more eradicated Norse mythologies referenced, including Yggdrasil, kinda, sorta.
I just realized that mainframe up there looks like it looks like a foul C.
Basically.
You know, the thing that looks like it has shoulders.
Alright, so here's Hope showing what are the 5 main quests that we have to do to see the proper ending.
Hold on, we're only figuring out now that.
Yes.
What was the point? So the first day is essentially just a
Do
getting
whatever the fuck you
accustomed.
want.
Basically, yeah.
So essentially, you're dropped in with no semblance of what to do, no idea of where to go. I mean, yeah, granted, if you played the game before,
You left
you'll
to your
know.
own devices.
But okay, and
Just like because this game fell for the open world meme in the worst way possible.
like, I mean, you know, even Just Cause 2, which was made way back when open world was like in its infancy, knew to give players a sense of what to do or direction. Like, imagine you're a first-time player, so you assume, okay, I need to look for the main plot, but you can't find it. So then you think, okay, I'll just wait for something, and then the time runs out, and then you finally get pointed about it in the 5th one. Like, they don't even have Hope say, okay, do stuff, and I'll try and figure out stuff by the next day. It's just, it's literally the only story we really get in the first stage. Is Lightning tries to get Snow, fails, she meets Lumina, has to escape. That's it. I'm pretty sure everything else there was side stuff we did in that. Am I right?
Kinda.
Well, Java, no, actually, well, aside from the
Well,
dragon
okay.
thing,
I guess to be
did
fair,
most of what I was doing was advancing main quests.
wait,
yeah.
but if we're only told about the main quest here, how are you able to progress?
That's just me getting ahead of the game because I already know.
You're telling me that this game still acts like you haven't started already. Like, you know, at least Ace Attorney acknowledges, oh, you've already looked into that. Okay, I guess we won't bother giving you that dialogue. But here it's like, yeah, you know what, we're still giving you the dialogue.
The game is very sloppily made. That's the basic.
But yeah, seriously, that thing that looks like it has a clock. That looks, I feel like I've seen that.
Alright, this is actually kind of important. Yeah, what Hope is saying is that don't try to save everybody because you cannot. You don't have enough time for that. So try to maximize your efficiency time. Basically, try to save the people, as many people as you want, not necessarily. So don't waste too much time on hard side quests because each side quest has a rating of 1 to 3 stars depending on how difficult the side quest is.
Let me guess.
So for the sake of getting as many under your belt, especially if you're trying to get to the 14th day, do as many 1-star side quests as possible because those are the incredibly easier ones to do, and you'll get a lot of souls out of it.
And that reminds me, if there's no time.
Oh yeah, and that's explaining shit. Space time has been damaged, and now for some reason there's each day is 2 hours shorter. And however, if like I just said, if we do all the side quests, we get to accumulate all that time into 1 extra day, the 14th day for the extra dungeon thingy. There you go, the lost hours.
Yeah,
right there.
seriously though, that thing, I feel like that was an enemy in a previous Final Fantasy game, the way it's shaped or something. Like, was it a foul C, maybe?
There you go. There you go. One weekends on the 14th day of salvation. If Lightning fails on our mission as a savior before the day comes, the world's time will run out and will be game over.
Game over.
Try to save as many people as you can by completing quests and extend the world's time to the maximum 13 days so that you can make it all the way to Bonavaz's blah blah.
Awakening.
So, essentially, this game is treating it like you won't even die from a boss, because I guess it knows that the bosses are easy?
Basically, I guess, yeah. Anyway,
sorry, go ahead, Pedro.
Anyway, we're about to get a cutscene with Captain Obvious,
Cope?
aka that's the nickname I'm giving to Lumina. I kind of wish I was playing Lost Future right now.
Wait, Lumina's about obvious? Because I'll be quite honest, I'm just confused with what she's been saying.
No, but most of what Lumina says is literally just spelling out the emotional subtext of each scene and explain to us why we're supposed to be sad. Literally, I'm not even kidding. This is
Isn't that something we're supposed to figure out for ourselves? Though?
That's the thing, Heroine. The
That's
writer
right.
thinks that you're stupid, that you can't find out his vision, so he has to spell it out for you.
I mean, I hate to say it, but even blind people don't need this because blind
This
people.
is a classic case of Motomo Toriyama. He.
I'm not talking about you, sure. You can still see somewhat, but you get what I'm talking about. I mean,
This is just a classic thing. Motomo Toriyama. My guess is, Jova, since there was no spelling out of anything in 13, Toriyama's now making sure he spells out everything for us because we were too stupid to understand his grand vision in 13 or something.
I mean,
Also, Jova, for the most part, you hear emotions, not see them.
that's exactly what I was about to say, sure. It's like, well, you can't even use the excuse that they're treating us like we're blind because we sense emotions. We don't always use our eyes. I mean, yes, we can use our eyes.
Unless it's a product of bad acting, then in which case we're screwed. But
Well, guys, we're inside lightning. Spooky.
Okay.
Lightning's inside story is not what I want.
Okay, calling it now. Again, Lumina is a part of Lightning's psyche somehow.
It would make sense considering she can't come into her mind for some reason.
So she's
Also, why in her mind is the throne where she got crystallized on?
you know,
Yeah, why? Why specifically that?
Because
throne?
symbolism, that's
because
stupid.
Lumina,
Symbolic of what, though?
because Lumina is the ghost of Christmas past. Dang it!
I guess.
So
What?
this is always about, like, at the end of the game, Lightning will learn the true meaning of Christmas.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, so basically, Lumina's talking to us inside our mind because Hope can't peek
We
into...
know that he gets it straight from God.
Secrets to hide.
That's just the thing, Jova. Apparently, Hope cannot listen to them talk in her mind for some reason.
I
Well,
don't even know how this works.
no, duh.
It
It's
never explains it, so how the hell are you supposed to know how this
well,
works?
of course he can't hear what you say in your mind unless he's supposed to.
Maybe it's somewhere written in one of the corners of the Altabania guide. I don't
Like,
know.
I'm sorry, but the story did not establish that just because Hope is a pathway for the god to speak through, that doesn't mean that he can read minds. Like, the game never established that.
I can't just pick up a game from the store anymore and just enjoy it. I have to
wait,
do
wait,
homework
wait.
before I can enjoy
Hold
the
on.
fucking game.
I know that it's a little late to point this out, but imagine if someone just played like the first 3 or 4 hours of the first game. Then you show him this scene. What did like?
Why are you afraid?
Like, guys, look at where we are right now.
Also,
This series, every
first
it's
game
like,
has
it's like
lost
each sequel is like a
its
complete reboot.
Changed.
Also, let me get this straight. God cannot peer into Lightning's mind, and he can't even peer into human
Also,
hearts.
if you look closer, you can see that the model of the clothes is clipping.
Yeah, each game has its own completely different thing. In retcons the previous games anyway. Go ahead, Joe.
But at
So-
the same time tries to keep the lore consistent. It's a
Wow,
fucking
guys,
mess.
look, she looks a lot like her sister Sarah, even though, thanks
They
to you
even
guys,
got
I
lower
know for
ability to
sure.
voice that double voice thing. So
Well, it makes sense. Well, it makes sense.
I know, it's just a waste.
We've already established that this trilogy is a
But
gigantic waste
guys,
of voice actors.
Guys, maybe Lumina is Sarah, even though that would make no gosh dang sense.
That's just the thing, Jova. Even before I played this game, I didn't even give a crap about who Lumina would turn out to
And
be.
we're
because-
now in the time stream from 13.2?
Yeah, I already pointed out the job. Apparently, this is the historic Rookseman voice should be destroyed at this point.
Yeah, like, dang, Kai, you kind of did a crappy plan, carrying out
You
your
don't even-
plans.
Do you even know what your original goal was, Toriyama, at this point? Do you even remember?
I'm pretty sure it was clear. Like, at this point, it's pretty clear to me that since Lightning is only waifu, the plot is just a second finger.
It's like
something you need to attach to.
It's like he's purposely trying to punish us for not understanding his grand Final Fantasy XIII vision, the original game, I mean.
Honestly,
Like,
I actually
Pedro,
wonder. Wonder if this is the reason why he never actually objected to how Lightning is portrayed in other games like Dissidia, because he's just contempt of the fact that she shows up in our products, and that's it.
I honestly have
He's
to...
that superficial, huh?
Honestly,
Or that attached to just morbidly attached to a character, that wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
I'm not...
And
Go ahead, Jova.
Go ahead, see, go ahead. So
I'm honestly
then-
starting to
then
wonder
later.
actually if he just secretly hates Lightning. Like, well, if he hates Lightning for ruining his career and the whole Hold on, hold on. Let me
Never had
finish.
that recent thing.
Let me finish.
I'm
Let me
positively
finish.
thinking he's hating only the fact that she's not real.
Let me finish. Think about it though. At the time, Square Enix was like a sinking ship with how incredibly crappy the president was. Like, I mean, and to be fair, a lot of employees of Square Enix were doing stuff behind the guy's back. I would not be surprised if Toriyama was going, okay, you know what? I'm gonna act as stupid, crazy as can be as I will, and see if this president won't stop me. You know, kind of like the police cop in that Ed Wood film, Plan 9 from Outer Space, where he's literally waving his
I
gun.
don't think he's that self-aware. I'm sorry. I
No,
think
no,
you're
no.
giving him-
Or that creative.
No, I honestly do have to wonder, though, because think about it. Ever since the new president came on board, Toriyama has not done anything notably that stupid lately.
Yeah, that actually is a good segue, Jova. I told you in the past that he was working on Mobius Final Fantasy, but by that time, the plot of the game was technically concluded with Chapter 7. Guess what? They actually renewed for an entire second season. The new CEO apparently wants to keep Toriyama in that prison for a little longer.
I hope Toriyama enjoys it.
And anyway, to connect to what I was saying before about Toriyama in general, like, I want to be honest, talking about like this for a person that I barely knew and I totally shook hand because it was just for an event, should be probably a lot offensive, but at this point, considering all elements, I just don't care, and I wish I did.
I literally
Like,
forgot what you were
it-
talking
it
about. That's
pains
how little
me.
I care.
It's not so much that too. Let's not forget the recent poll that was given to a lot of Final Fantasy creators. Basically,
Yeah.
everybody. Recently, the PlayStation blog
To
had
celebrate
this thing-
the launch of the CDNT,
Speaking
Yeah,
of,
they
how
had
is
this thing where
going?
they asked a lot of people, a lot of major Final Fantasy developers, what was their favorite Final Fantasy game. Surprisingly, Nomura was not included in that question, but I'm pretty sure it will be probably 7. Since
the
he
answers were varied. Someone said Final Fantasy 2.
Oh my
so
God,
fine.
guys!
What?
The NPCs actually. Oh, there's that remix I was waiting for. And it's
There
over
you go.
already. Yeah, seriously though, whoever came up with that remix, good job. I mean, again, I did like Blinded
Probably
by
like-
Mazu himself.
Like I said, I really love the soundtrack. of
Anyway,
this game, but
as I was
anyway,
saying though, I can't believe it. The NPCs actually reacted to monsters. Like, that's something I don't think they even did that in 13 too. No,
Oh, now you're
they-
doing the Arif.
if I remember correctly, they did somewhat. No, don't worry, Peter. I'm only gonna show this off later. Don't worry. Anyway, what I was saying
are we
was,
gonna see Lightning get stabbed as Aerith like in that commercial?
no, you're not gonna be that lucky.
You know, that was one of the
Anyway,
most
saying-
clever things they did, actually, was having Caius pull a Sephiroth on Aerith dressed Lightning. And not just because I hate Lightning, but because that was actually a clever reference. It's like, hey, you're gonna have Lightning play dress up, why not do a 10
Oh no, hold on, Jova. Oh no, the time is now going back again, and I'm losing time. What could I do? Oh, that's right. I can just literally spend one more EP to use the chrono stages that I'm about to do in a moment.
So, what controls what music plays exactly for battle?
It's random.
Huh, because you've gotten one of the best tunes. Actually, I think, yeah, that's my favorite battle theme
My
in
guess
this
is,
game,
Jova,
twice
they
in a
want
row.
They should.
my guess, Jova, is they want to have various battle themes for the sake of not getting repetitive or stuff like that.
That's
Anyway,
nice, I guess.
What time are we at?
Oh god, YouTube did the thing?
go to 14.
No,
go to,
I dropped for like a minute.
go to 14:30.
So it was your
Yeah.
connection, I guess, if YouTube's also...
Yeah.
Anyway,
Um,
oh, hold on, are you there?
Yes.
Okay,
Alright, we'll
14:30.
count you in.
14:30, right?
Yep.
Okay, but we'll continue what I was saying. Surprisingly, Nomura was not asked, but considering he helped create 7 with Sakaguchi, I'm probably betting that it will probably be 7 anyway.
wait, hold on.
Anyway,
What was the favorite thing about...
a lot of
Their favorite game.
Oh,
Tabata, for example, the director of
Chose
15.
the first one.
Which, and trust me, when I show you guys Final Fantasy 15, that answer makes so much sense because, like,
Alright, Shio, you got ready. And 3, 2, 1, click.
Because Tabata clearly drew a lot of inspiration from the original Final Fantasy when it comes to structuring 15. But anyway, I forgot what was Kitaz's favorite.
I think it was
7.
9
Or-
or 8?
Whatever. I'll search it in the meantime.
Motomo Toriyama was asked.
Started going on about
Motomo Toriyama answered 13. I think he said the 13 trilogy, didn't he? Too? The 13 trilogy in general.
No, only 13.
13 because it has lightning, and I love my.
Because no. Let me try to quote. I'll search more into detail later, but essentially, he says something like lightning because she's the strongest protagonist in the franchise.
The strongest protagonist.
This guy is so out of his fucking mind, and
you know, he is the ultimate comedian.
Pedro can test for me because I also reacted to what I said, but I had put so much patience with his antics for all these years.
For an entire video game generation.
Suffered, like I mentioned. I know it's a bad analogy, but like a beaten wife for this. And after all this time, you still have the fucking balls to do this, to say this, to people who clearly, even people on 4chan, the biggest apologies of this trilogy, even people on 4chan now hate you, like, and you still do this.
You have to be a special kind.
Really? Because
4chan
No, I can testify to you, Jova, for a lot of time on /VP, there are so many apologies of the 13 trilogy, and I don't understand
I get that,
why.
I get that. It's simple. 4chan really likes boobs. That's why.
Also,
I actually have a question to you. That friend of yours from the Final Fantasy Wiki, who's a big fan of these games, how about him? Has he come around, or does he still defend these?
He's mostly a guy that's just okay with it.
Let me guess. It was just part of the job.
Stands on the. Actually no, Joe. He doesn't even get paid. It's just a hobby.
Well, you know what I mean. It's a figure of speech cycle. It was a part of
No, essentially, he's a guy that just enjoys everything and doesn't have a strong opinion. He's just having fun, from what I can tell.
I still had that mindset.
I wish to.
As for what you were saying,
that is the mindset I usually go in with stuff, I'll admit. You know, I just genuinely try to have fun with stuff, which is what makes it all the more disappointing when I come across a game like Mighty No. 9 that, whenever I have fun, does everything to take that fun away.
Well, here's a life lesson for you, Joe, and for anyone who wants to do that. You can have fun and still be critical on things.
Oh, absolutely.
You can still enjoy a product even if it's bad.
Trust me.
Not in a case of it's so bad, it's so good. Even blatant cases.
I'm one of the biggest Kingdom Hearts fans, and you would not guess from how much I critique that series.
All right, here we go. I'm getting on the article right now. Give me a second. Keep going, Joe.
Actually, I was the one talking, but that's the thing, Teo, about what you were saying earlier about you don't want to not care that we're being offensive to Toriyama. Here's my basic rule, Teo. Free strikes and you're out. And he's struck on all 3
honestly,
times.
Honestly, anyway, I'm starting to wonder Toriyama legit likes the bad press. Like, it's the attention he's getting. Because...
Alright, let me say this. Alright, first, Akihiko Matsui. Best Final Fantasy II, he says both the character development system will allow a high level of freedom and the dramatic scenario were superb. Blah, blah. Basically the same reason of me for enjoying the game despite its problems. Then Akitsushi Kawazu, Final Fantasy V, because he prefers the battle system. Tabata says Final Fantasy, he says, as a player you're suddenly thrown into the world of the game, but as you progressively begin to see the story and the title appears on screen along with the beautiful music, essentially he's a sucker for these nostalgia finally. Hiroaki Kato says Final Fantasy Tactics because he loves the world of the Ibalist and the job system.
The Tactics Ichiro Azama, it's not a mainline one.
Ichiro Azama, the guy behind the scene, in case you don't know, Final Fantasy VI, because he says the visual using sprite artwork are beautiful and unparalleled, the music is also fantastic, and there's also the story for each character structuring the way they are. And there you go. Well, I'll tell more hours before Toriyama. Naoki Yoshida says at the same place Final Fantasy III and Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy III says it's a masterpiece for game experience. Completed Final Fantasy system for early stages. Final Fantasy VII seemed to be for the content of the game, for the impact it had. Shinji Hashimoto, the first Final Fantasy, because of the celebration, I think. Takashi Katano, Final Fantasy V for the job system. Takashi Tokita, Final Fantasy IV. Because of the impact he had back in the day for the SNES. Takeo Kujiraoka, I don't know who he is, Final Fantasy X, because I dwelled on the overwhelming emotion and sadness for about 3 days after the ending. I'm not gonna comment on that.
Okay. I guess to be fair, that ending is kind of a you're either gonna like it or hate it thing. Like, oh, I can see what they're going for, and I do appreciate the mentality behind it, but it's definitely not for everyone.
And he invested more than 100 hours in the game. Anyway.
Well, there's a lot to do in that game, especially considering the 100% completionism stuff.
Toshuki Tana, Final 14 at the same place. 9 because he's considered the most memorable title, and 14 because it's the best MMOs.
14.
Well, starting from our own report, come on.
I thought so.
Kitase says that his Final Fantasy personal Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy 5.
Okay.
He chooses 5. He says that he likes all of them, but chooses 5 in this case because he's the first one he took part in.
Well, no wonder Squaresoft was... Okay. Considering how many fans there are of Final Fantasy V, no wonder Squaresoft were so butthurt that we didn't like Final Fantasy V. Oh wait, that's right, they didn't give us Final Fantasy V.
So far, it has been self-varied. Each one then said a title they clearly beat but not totally involved in, and they had a pretty reasonable response. Toriyama has also the shortest answer, by the way.
What is this guy wearing?
Final Fantasy 13, just the first one. Why?
Oh my god!
Because I came...
Hold on, too. Basically, Joe, there you go, Joe. That was the helmet that you were seeing in the background earlier.
Yeah, it was also in the... Yeah, and also the Kingdom Hearts thing in
Oh my god! An actual funny joke! Oh no, you've seen from my elusive disguise. Whatever shall I do? Like, they actually did it! They made good... And we killed the guy, I guess.
Not just that, it would have worked fine if it wasn't for Ali Hella's deadpan delivery.
My guess.
Like, seriously.
Oh, wait.
Her delivery.
Daily reminder, guys. She can actually add to go play Kid Icarus Surprise if you don't know.
Yeah.
Or Smash 4. But wait.
Or the Mass Effect series.
Wait, hold on. Wait, you're telling me that they weren't going for a sarcastic one? Because that felt like a great punchline for a joke. Oh no, you seem from my elusive disguise. Like, it sounds like she's intentionally being sarcastic. I mean, and then they transport into that. Although I do have to question the stupidity that Lightning, who can easily be seen on wanted posters, would just go around in broad daylight. I mean, this is even more stupid than when she was a lessee, because at least she could cover the mark in broad daylight. Here, it's literally her face. She's the big celebrity, the savior. But hey, it got a sarcastic remark, but now you're telling me that wasn't even sarcasm?
Apparently, also piano.
What can I tell you? Go ahead, Too.
Can she sit down and actually play the piano?
Toriyama, shortest answer, says the best of Final Fantasy 13, just the first one apparently. Why? Quoting textually, because I can confront any powerful enemy if I'm with Lightning, the strongest heroine. I think that generally is like... I don't want to even make a joke here, but I honestly think that speaks for itself.
Look, I'm just going to say this right now. Even Yuna laughs at Lightning. I mean, Yuna got to actually get better in 10-2.
Not just that, Mars Ghoul said it best when she covered it in a live stream before the release of his game, actually. Lightning is, when you get down to it, even in the first game, sort of a carbon copy on 2 existing characters.
Cloud and Leon.
Actually, surprisingly no, Jova. This is the appearance-wise, but when it comes to actually sort of personality and how they function in the game, it's on both Beatrix from Final Fantasy IX and Agrias from Final Fantasy Tactics. These games that actually came before, but suddenly now Lightning, because she does this now here, she's suddenly Japan's favorite Final Fantasy heroine.
You know,
in his mind, of course.
You know what's sad, actually? Someone actually photoshopped a cross-dressed Cloud with pink hair, and he looked like Lightning.
Yeah.
Like...
Actually, Joe, I can give you actually the image because
I'm gonna have to interrupt you here because...
Actually, no, I'm done. Go ahead.
This is a cutscene that I want you guys to pay attention because...
that face.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Someone drew that. Put it into a character model. And
I'm sorry, the shadow looks like it's fizzling a bit there. I didn't know shadows could pixelate like that. Shiroi, is this how you see the world?
She's burbed, I think.
No, I'm here.
Alright, pay attention then, Shiroi, because something's gonna happen.
our most famous site.
This guy looks so out of place with everything else.
Not just that, this was the cutscene that I mentioned in another part.
What is up with the
cutscene
shadow?
that was shown, these guys started clipping with lightning.
Yeah, Joven's right. The shadow thing right there in the background is terrible. Yeah, he's right.
Sure, please tell me this is not how you see the world.
No.
Thank goodness.
I'm pretty sure even on her worst day, Shira can see better than this.
Again, I'm sorry.
This game, I mean.
The shadow is changing perspective. Like, look at it right here. The light is clearly on Lightning's side of the face, yet whenever we cut to her facing her, it's like there's shadow all of a sudden there that shouldn't be there. Like, that's like an Ed Wood level of, why is it day than night?
Okay. Don't worry, I'll recap. Oh my god. The guy in the background, why are you clapping?
I don't
This is
know.
Jova. These are like the NPCs in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game.
Yeah, you know, a PS2 GameCube game. Just what I always wanted.
I mean the Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game.
Oh my god, that's right.
Girl, what are you doing?
Wait, girl, no! Oh my god, she's giving him.
And the guy's still clapping in there.
A little girl is giving him oral.
Excuse
Oral.
me, we're having a conversation here. Could you get out of the way, please?
Oh my god, stop blowing him.
And why is he clapping, I mean.
Oh my god. The fuck is going on?
Guys, this is exactly what I meant. This is kind of what happened in the presentation when I meant. The crowd had to really contain itself to not burst into laughter, and the presentators had no idea until they actually turned.
Okay. The reporters must have had a field day. Please tell me the reporters.
Reminder that Famitsu still gave a high score to this.
So, Tio.
Well, of course.
So, Tio.
Little girl, what are you...
Oh my god, Stop it!
It's still clipping for her face is literally clipping.
It literally looks like she's giving him a blowjob. Stop!
I'm not really, Joe. I mean, there's the drum between them. I think
Pedro.
Also, why is that guy with the hood, you know,
Pedro.
Oh my god, it's still happening.
Pedro. It may look like a drum, but you do know that Dick in the Box is a thing, right?
Excuse me, Mr. Guy with the hood. Why are you listening to our conversation?
No, seriously. The way it's animated, it looks like he's holding that drum up with his dick. I'm not even exaggerating.
Holy shit.
Lofty, yeah, I wish I was playing.
Because, you know one thing I noticed, guys? That one-man band, he's missing a strap! Like, how is he holding up that drum except by something that is apparently his dick?
Magic.
Dick magic?
And no one in the team actually does a proper research on how one-man band actually
works.
I
get it, Pedro, so it's cock magic from South Park.
I wish I was watching South Park. Anyway.
Oh god, this game, like, again, this game makes Sonic 06.
That keeps on giving.
This game makes Sonic 06 look polished.
That's the sad part, Joe, but the best thing this game, well, aside from soundtrack, battle system, and customization stuff, the best thing this game has going for it, presentation-wise, is the hilarity of the NPC behavior.
So the best thing is technically a thing that makes it a bad thing. Like, okay, look. Yes, games like...
Anyway, I'm sorry, Joe, I'm gonna have to interrupt you for a bit because there was quite a bit of plot that I haven't recapped and we talked a lot over it, so allow me to do a quick recap. On Luxarian, we found all the numbers that we need, well, almost all the numbers that we need for the code so we can get on the hideout. However, in order to get the final number, we have to go to a specific place in Luxarian that is only accessible after 6 p.m., so we have to wait until 6 p.m. So until that time arrives, I come back to use them so I can move forward with this fun. Here's what's happening. We need to enter into the big area of the city where the festivals go on. However, you need a special ID card to enter, which we don't have. However, there is another way in. There's where people, pay these people to sneak people through a secret entrance that is unofficial, and that's what we're going to do right now. However, the entrance only starts again at a specific time, so we have to wait until we get there. So once again, I'm doing things while the timer is going on. And that particular guy with the one-man band, he's the one who sold us the sneaking in ticket for 2,000 gold. Go ahead.
So regarding the numbers, let me get this straight. This top secret group paints numbers like graffiti in the exact same paint and assume that nobody will make a connection between them. Like, I know that some people would have to go out of their way to find them all, but there are some people who are that curious in a big city like this. Like, seriously, in New York City, there are people who literally document themselves doing a city round walk. There are people still trying to decipher, hey, maybe the Roosevelts did have a secret tunnel underground. My point is this. In what society would somebody see all these numbers in graffiti and not maybe make a connection?
Where Etro's shadow fall.
In the next part.
What does that mean? Where Etro's shadow falls? What the hell has to do with the Wildlands?
Dio, any ideas?
I wanna go home.
You are home too.
Oh.
Anyway.
Well, folks, I'm sure things will get better eventually.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.